Welcome everyone to our webinar about running nutrition. I think this is a really important topic for all runners, and it's grown in the past years to be something that is really important, especially for race day. And we are focusing on the Adidas Runner City Night on the 1st of August in 2026 this year. Maybe first of all, I can introduce myself. So I'm Max, I'm a runner from Germany. I run myself and I'm also working for SCYENCE, which is a coaching company that focuses on running plans and stuff like that. And I'm also a MNSTRY athlete, so I fuel myself with all the MNSTRY products. So maybe Lotte, you can continue.
Yes, hi, I'm Lotte. I'm also associated with Science Running. I'm focusing on, I'm working as a nutritionist as well as a sports scientist, but I'm also an athlete. Like Max, I'm a runner, focusing mostly on the 5K, but also on the 10K road races. That's my role.
Yeah, two very fast runners next to me. My name is Anna. I'm working in product development at MNSTRY, and from my background, I'm also a sports nutritionist. I studied sports science and nutrition. And I'm happy to tell you something about our products today.
Yes, nice. So first of all, maybe a little bit for everyone who doesn't know what MNSTRY is. So MNSTRY is a sports brand from Germany, sports nutrition brand from Germany, and they mainly focus on products that are very clean and very good for your stomach. So a lot of times people that run have problems with digestion and stuff like that. So I think a lot of runners, they always have the problem, they have to go to the bathroom at sometimes. So MNSTRY is trying to give them products that are actually good for them and they can digest them properly, especially in a race setting when you're nervous, when your adrenaline is pumping high, or also maybe when you take caffeine. So there we want to focus on, and also MNSTRY is also a brand that focuses on high performance. So we actually want to keep the people happy that are performing at a high level, and have 100% focus on the products themselves. So we are never let the quality of our products slip. So yes, maybe we can start a little bit with one of our main products that we want to focus on, especially with a focus on the Adidas Runner City Night, is the gels that we have there. So we have two different formulas. First of all, we have the 2-in-1 formula, which is probably the most used formula for runners. Maybe Anna, you can explain something about this product because I feel like that's a very special product.
Yeah, so usually you find products in a 2-to-1 ratio or 1-to-0.8. What Max mentioned, 2-to-1 is kind of the basic ratio. So it means 2 glucose to 1 fructose. And why is that? Because we have 2 transporters or several transporters, but 2 that are focused on glucose and the other one on fructose. And we know that we can absorb up to 60 to 80 grams of glucose per hour, whereas we can then have another 30 to 40 or max that up until 50 of fructose. And in the 2-to-1 ratio, which I said, it's very basic, so it's fast digested. The uptake is pretty quick and it's easy to digest because we are all able to digest these 2 sugars in terms of glucose and fructose in that ratio. For a 1-to-0.8 ratio, it would require a bit of training, also for the gut transporters, especially the fructose transporter, which is trainable. And because then you have a higher amount of fructose which comes, and the goal here is to reach above 100 grams per hour of carbohydrates. But as you said, for a runner, I would say let's aim for 80 to 90, or for training, easy training, maybe 40 to 60, where the ratio of 2-to-1 is the intended one or the perfect one.
Yeah, Lotte, maybe you can share your own experience a little bit, like what kind of gels are you taking? Because Anna mentioned you also have different formulas that we maybe take. We're going to compare them afterwards, but first maybe tell us a little bit like what kind of gels are you taking on a daily or maybe also on race day?
Yeah, so I incorporate the gels into my training as well because carb availability and the intake of carbohydrates is really important when it comes to endurance exercise. So the longer the session or the longer the run, the more important carbohydrates become. So in my weekly training routine, I have, let's say, like 1 or 2 runs that are longer than 60 minutes, so more than 1 hour. So I take the gels with me because I can easily like pack them on my clothing and don't need to carry like whole foods with me. And then I take about 1 gel per hour for my longer sessions and for my long run. So that's my way to incorporate them in training. But also on race day that can be a really good strategy. But then depending on the race distance, there would be a bit difference if we're talking about the runners city night where we have the 10K. Maybe you can tell us or share what would be an example to incorporate a gel or this kind of carbohydrate for the race routine.
Yeah, I mean, you explained if you have runs that are above 60 minutes, so then it requires definitely an energy source because our stores then are going to be depleted. So that's why the time of the exercise is one factor, and then the intensity, as you also said. And for the 10K, I would say if you aim for below an hour, which I would say maybe you would also aim into for the 30 minutes kind of. So it's not necessary to fuel that 30 minutes or even the 60 minutes in the race, but I would try to keep the focus before the race. So have a gel before 5 to 10 minutes. Have one of the gel 40, so you have 40 grams of carbs fast available. And then you made sure that the run is kind of covered. I mean, it would also, or what also plays a role is what you eat in a day. It's not sufficient to only have that gel. But maybe Max, you can tell us, how do you like plan the race day when it's, I think it's 8 p.m. when the run starts. So it's a bit, I would say, challenging how to like create the day and meals.
Yeah, definitely. I think out of my own experience, I've done so many races at nighttime now that I have a set routine that kind of like I follow every single time. It's a lot of times hard for me because I'm in different places. Like I don't always race at my home in Cologne, so I don't always have the same setting, so I have to adjust a little bit. But most of the time I try and sleep in a long time, maybe to 10 or 11, depends on how early the breakfast is in the hotel or wherever I'm staying. And then at lunchtime, or I'm always trying to have a late lunch, where I'm eating high carbs. Most of the time I try and eat pasta or a sandwich or something like that. And then I always eat the same pasta before a race, so I always take my pasta with me and eat clean pasta with nothing on it, just because that's a routine that I developed to be very helpful for me. I try and also drink some of the fast carb from MNSTRY as well, just to give me some extra carbs that I maybe can't digest through the pasta because I maybe have the adrenaline also in me and the nervousness that I can't eat so much.
And the fluids.
And the fluids as well, exactly. So I'm obviously fueling the whole day and drinking a lot. And then I start with my bicarb routine, which we will focus on a little bit after this. And I start 3 hours before with 60% of the capsules that you have to take, and then the rest I will take afterwards 1 hour before. And then I also take a caffeine gel about 10 to 5 minutes before race starts. And then afterwards, when I finish, in the first 30 minutes, I try and get in a recovery shake, just so my recovery is still going on even after the race, because if you finish one race, the next race is coming up soon again. So yeah, maybe Lotte, what do you think about this?
No, I think there was a lot of information in there already. I think what you focused on was obviously carbohydrate intake throughout the day and maybe also in the days leading up to it. And also what you talked about is like digestibility, how you like which foods you can handle well and which ones you don't really feel good with on race day. that's similar for me. I also focus on the foods I digest well on race day, primarily focus on carbohydrates for breakfast, lunch, and then as well as the snack before my race if it's in the evening. But apart from carbs, you also talked about sodium bicarbonate. Maybe we want to clear up a little bit. What is it and how does it work, and what we should pay attention to?
Yes. First of all, it sounds like good strategies. I would also aim for the main focus carbohydrate intake throughout the day, so not try to time it immediately before the race because of the load, of the gastric load. So you would try to have a maybe bigger lunch, maybe bigger breakfast, and then in the afternoon, in the evening, you would have a bit of a lower dose, just to, as you said, have a easy digestive system then when it comes to the run. So yeah, sodium bicarbonate, it is a buffer, acidity buffer in the blood. And what it does is, if you are in a anaerobic state, so if you are above threshold, you would try to, run in the fastest split. So you would go for 30 minutes something, where it's not really possible to do that only aerobic. So with the help of oxygen. Then there's a lot of lactate accumulating, but most of all it's the H+ ions, which are leading to a lower pH in the blood, and then there is no calcium anymore for your muscles, for the contraction. So you feel that the fast action, the fast run, or the activity is not. You're not able to hold that pace anymore. That's when you feel okay. The system is going down. You have to lower the pace, and then the aerobic system is more present. So this is everybody has done a sprint, and then from the moment when you feel like no, it's not possible anymore to hold that pace, it's mostly because of this metabolism. It's not really not mechanics or so. It's mostly the switch from anaerobic to aerobic metabolism. And what sodium bicarbonate does is, so it's a buffer. It buffers the acidity, as I said, and we are able to run longer in that state, in that anaerobic state. So we kind of push the lactate tolerance. And it is, or the evidence is mostly present for activities around 10 to 30 minutes in that high activity state. And so I would say for a 5K or 10K, it's the use is pretty obvious. But I would say it's it's very well studied, and it's a product that does do its job for sure, but you have to kind of train it before. I would not try that on race day, because you take a lot of sodium also into your gut. Sodium can absorb water into the gut if it's not being absorbed quickly enough. And that's why Max said the split doses. So you would take 60% of your dosage. And what is the dosage? It's about 0.2 to 0.4 grams per kilogram of body weight. So that's the maximal dose. If I'm talking about a 70-kilo guy, I would say it's 20 grams, 20 capsules that he has to take, and that's a lot. So you would split that dose in 60%. So 14 capsules you would take 2 to 3 hours before the race, and then 1 hour you would take the left dosage split, so 6 capsules then. And the reason for that is because of the digestibility. So you would then have a lower or a slower uptake of this sodium. It does not harm your gut in that way. So the water flush is not happening. So the system is easy, or you can take all of the bicarb into your blood. And that's that's basically it. I would also combine it with a carbohydrate source. So as you said, have a snack, for example, porridge bar or something, or intensity bar if you want to keep low in fibers, or with a gel, but the gel would be 5 to 10 minutes before, so that's maybe not the best timing. So yeah, have maybe some solids in that 1 hour before, just to make sure that the digestion of the bicarb is like kind of slower and not very fast, and not leading to that flush, as I mentioned.
And also drink a lot of water, right?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
That's so yeah, drinking and eating some carbs. That's
So you recommend to drink about 300 to 500 milliliters with the first dosage, is that right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And with the second dose, I would only take like a glass, 200 milliliters enough. But yeah, make sure to drink something also because of that reason, to kind of lower the speed of the uptake and make it more digestible.
Yeah, maybe to go back a little bit to the gels that we talked about in the beginning. We talked a lot about this 2-in-1 formula, but we also have the 1-to-808 formula with MNSTRY. Maybe you can tell the people what is the difference between the two, because I mean, a lot of people, they look on the website and they see the two different gels and they don't know what to buy. So maybe you can give them a little bit of a hint what they can get there.
Yeah, it's not long ago when the ultra high carb intake kind of was more present. Now there's more studies coming up that you can benefit from a higher dosage, but also per hour. But I would say that is something, as we like stated before, it comes to the duration of your activity. So how long am I training and how intense am I training? And is it very long and is it very intense? I would need this 1 to 0.8 ratio because I want to aim for more than 100 gram carbs per hour. And then that's the ratio you need. For all other like intensities, so for going, if you're having a training which is only up to an hour, you would just work with 2-to-1, or even if you are training 2 hours but the intensity is not that high, the 2-to-1 is still efficient because you would not aim for more than 100 grams. In running, I'd say between 40 to 80 grams per hour. That's what's enough and what you could train good. And there's no need for the 1 to 0.8. Only if it really comes to the high-speed marathon times. When I think of London,
Sub 2 hours marathon.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I know they consume up to 110 grams per hour, and that would then be the 1 to 0.8 ratio.
Yeah, maybe Lotte, you can share maybe your favorite flavors to the people. Like what is kind of the stuff, because it's also special for MNSTRY that they're using real fruits and not just a flavor itself. Yeah.
Okay, good question. I don't know if I can have, or I don't know if I can state one favorite flavor. I think
good answer.
I think I like the fruity, more fresh flavors the best. So like say lime, lemon, cherry is something that I also like. But I like to rotate them a little bit. And I think the preference is very individual. So we talked about the race strategy, and say if you want to incorporate a gel into your race routine, so take that before your race as another like carb boost, then maybe someone would prefer to have like a neutral flavor one, just because they have difficulties taking any carbohydrates right before. I personally prefer the ones with some nice different tastes.
The fruity taste.
Yeah, exactly. So just to give you an example, what I also wanted to mention is that if we're talking about race strategies, then caffeine, as you already like teased on a little bit, is something that you could incorporate as well. And there I like the one with the cherry, which you can see. It's also the gel 40. That I personally like to incorporate into my pre-race kind of routine as well. What would you say, talking about the timing aspect and how long before the race start. If we're talking about a 10K, what would make sense to dose it?
In terms of caffeine?
Yes, like
Yes.
say I want to take the gel with the caffeine.
Yeah. So for the gel, as you said, I would try to time it quite like immediately before the race, 5 to 10 minutes max, not having a large or
A long time in between.
Thank you. Yes, in between, to not force the hypoglycemia. But in terms of caffeine, it could be a strategy to have that kick, to be more concentrated, more focused when the run starts, because mostly the run is, or the start is very quick. You try to find your lane, so yeah, you need to concentrate to focus. So caffeine can be a good strategy. When it comes to caffeine, we know that the uptake takes some time, so it's about 30 to 60 minutes where I can feel that kick. So, but that is pretty individual. Some feel it very fast, like in 15 minutes. Others only in an hour. That's kind of we know that there's different genotypes, and so some are fast absorbers, some slower absorber. So yeah, when it comes to the caffeine, it can be a strategy. I would also test that beforehand. So try it in training. Try maybe a caffeine gel before. See, does it do a difference? Do I digest it well? Because some also feel it in the gut a bit, because caffeine is a stimulant. Yeah. Yeah, but it can be also a very helpful ingredient. We have different dosages. So in the cherry one, there is 75 milligrams of caffeine. So it's kind of a lower dose. I would start with that one. It's still enough to give you that kick, but we also have 100 and 150 milligrams. So if someone like really wants to feel that kick and does also digest it well, you can also go up for more. But yeah, maybe Max will share something.
Yeah, plenty of options. I always figured out that I can't take this much caffeine into me, just because I can't sleep afterwards. Just say
also,
it like that.
Also,
the combination of bicarb and caffeine, my heart rate just pumps up and goes a little bit crazy. Yeah, I hope you guys could take away a lot from what we were talking about here. I feel like we covered a lot of stuff. Maybe if you have any more questions or stuff like that comes to your mind, maybe regarding training, you can also reach out and see on SCYENCE or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, for me as well. Thank you, guys. And I hope there were some insights for everyone, something that you can try into your training and incorporate into your race routine, especially for the event on the 1st of August that's coming up. So yeah, Max and I are really excited to take part and are looking forward to it as well. So yeah.
Yeah, very cool. I think now you're all good prepared nutrition-wise. I wish you much of success. And yeah, it was fun.